Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Mambo Talks, where we go ahead and help answer the most frequently asked questions about Mambo Merge. If you know or didn't know, Mambo Merge is one of the fastest growing apps, document generating apps within the App Exchange. So feel free to head over to the App Exchange and download a copy of it today if you haven't done so already. We welcome back our resident product manager here, Cynthia. How are you doing today, Cynthia?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. I can only imagine what is going on in the world space here in the Salesforce world. Events are happening, things are going on, people are getting ready. There's a lot of stuff. This is the time of the year that usually things start picking up. And from now until September, a lot of things are going to be happening, community events, conferences, a lot of things. So obviously, you're going to need to generate a lot of documents. So I feel these little small segments for those that need to generate documents within Salesforce, which I feel is everybody. But, you know,
Definitely.
awesome. Well, if you do like this type of content, feel free to like and subscribe below or give us some feedback. Let us know what we can improve. That way we can go ahead and continue putting some of these segments together. We want to provide as more information in a short period of time as we can possible. If you know or you haven't seen this segment, this is where we go ahead and put Cynthia on the spotlight. She is the product manager for Mambo Merge. She knows the ins and outs of the product. She knows best tactics, practice, tips, information, and use cases, and even create some custom demos. So we ask her some of the most frequently asked questions, and she helps us give us a quick rundown of what's happening in the Mambo world. So this time around, we decided to go ahead and kind of tackle a little bit more of understanding what Mambo Merge is all about and how it's built in some sense. So the questions for today's segment revolve in terms of what kind of data you need to generate document from and how we kind of provide some options for you. So the first question in our list here is going to be, what is a single record routine? Let me go ahead and share the screen here for you.
Right. So single record routine, it's kind of straightforward. It's a single record. Usually you're going to be putting your component on your record page, and so when your user goes to the record page of a single record, they'll hit Mambo Merge and a record or a document for that record will be generated, and it'll have data inside of it for the record that it's on. What that looks like in a studio is just going to be, let's pull that one up. This is my button one right here. It's going to be this first option right here. Thankfully, single record, named single record. So no confusion there. You know you're just using that one record, one document for it. So that's going to be what you're going to use for that. And you'll go through the normal routine buildup, relationships, merge, data, building your template, adding backup dancers if you need them for support, and then saving your routine. But like I said, we're on the single record page. I click it, and it's going to give me a single document for that one record.
Awesome. Okay. It's simple, easy as one, two, three, right?
Yes, maybe
All
even a
right.
little bit quicker.
All right. So then following up on that, I believe you have shown that actually we kind of get a little sneak peek onto that. So what is a records wear routine?
Okay, so with the record where, actually going to pull up my next page here. We're actually looking at a record wear routine here. And there it is, the second option in our routine setup. So the first thing that we're going to do. And what this does is we're telling Mambo Merge, I want to do more than one record at a time. I'm going to give you a query and I'm going to have it set up for my routine. It won't be a dynamic thing. So I'm not changing what routines I'm picking at the time of the merge. I have already told Mambo Merge, these are my parameters, look for them and pull them up for me. Those are the records I want to merge. So what you do is you add a filter. We're going to be seeing all the different fields that we can have from our record here. I can select whatever I need. So let's say I just needed the amount and I want it greater or equal to $1. That's my filter. I can add as many filters as I need. If I add more than one filter, I also get filter logic. These are all very similar um, to how you would build a list view or a report in Salesforce. The operators act the same. They'll get includes, excludes. If I put in one that's, let's see, let's do an email. I get a couple more. Contains, does not, can't, contains, starts with, um, and you'll be familiar with these. Like I said, through the list view filtering or your reports filters, you'll recognize what these ones are going to do. Just fill out what you need from it. Maybe I don't want anybody that has an email starting with test, and we'll go and set it to starts with. I can put 1 or 2. And I can even change the order of how all these large numbers are going to be pulled in together. So maybe I don't need it alphabetical by the name. Maybe I want it by, last activity, ascending. I can do descending. I can also put it into a batch. Look at, that's not a 1. That was an exclamation mark.
So
It's like,
always
why? It's
check
always
the
one typo. Listen to the little red letters. They let you know before you move on. And then limit. This is just going to be a thing that you want to take into consideration when you're doing backup dancers. So if I'm sending everybody an email, I can't send a large number out because of, maybe Salesforce limitations. What if I'm going to be doing 50,000 emails? I'll want to have them send out in batches of 50, maybe. Nobody's sending out 50. Well, I say nobody, but somebody's probably somewhere going to try it.
We won't be sending 50,000 emails, that's for sure, right?
Right. Not in my little demo org
Yeah.
here. But again, this is the main part that's going to tell your Mambo Merge routine if you're doing a records where, or if you're going to do a single record in this case, in the previous case. So the rest of it will be filled out pretty similar to all the other ones: relationship, merge data, template building, template adding, your backup dancers, and then finally saving it. You can save this routine and apply it to a component on a record page. You can also decide to do a button and use it with a screen flow to hold the components in case you don't want to add it to a single record. You want it a little bit more clear in another location. That's something you can do. But most people, they're fine if, like, you're doing several opportunities, you go to the opportunity page and you select all these opportunities, not an issue. Some people like to have this button on the home page. So they'll put a component on the home page, and maybe it's a weekly report or a weekly letter that gets sent out. They'll have that button, click there, doing the record where and already knowing what it's going to select. So that's going to be what a record where is. Some of the use cases that I mentioned. Yeah. And you can add as many of these filters as you want. I've only done 2. We could go as far as we want with that, as long as we use the filter logic to explain which ones we're using.
So, just as from my understanding, just to make sure I'm clear, or maybe you can correct me, you have to filter out which records you want to select. So this is a way for you to do that.
Yeah,
If you want to do more than one record at once, correct?
correct. So
Yeah.
this one, we're telling Mambo Merge ahead of time. Every time I use you with this routine, you're going to look for these particular type of opportunities.
Yeah, this sounds very powerful. So it looks like people that can go really into details to, how to mix and match and find the records they need to pull the information they need from that big data that they have in their org. So awesome. Okay, so this actually follows up into the next question, which I believe there's kind of like a little hint in the screen we have right now. So what is a from list view routine?
Yes, so you can see here the third one is list view. We'll go ahead and click on it and see that it changes. So with the list view, what it's doing is allowing the user to select records from a list view page and then click a button, and it will take me to a screen flow where I have Mambo Merge component, and then I can choose my template from there. When we're building the routine out, this is what it looks like. I select from list view. Mambo Merge is actually going to make a button for me on my list view. I can name it here. We can name it list view demo. I could name it merge. I could name it Mambo Merge, whatever I want. This is just going to be the button that connects to my screen flow, which holds my component with the routine. Now there's a little button down here. It says merge on load. What's really cool about this is, when you're using Mambo Merge on a single record, you hit one button, it does its job. With a list view, you're selecting all of your records you want to use, clicking a button takes you to another page, and you're clicking the button again. Some people don't want to do that. They want to keep it one button, right? So merge on load does that for us. It tells us it's going to be whatever I click is going to be what I want to merge. So I can select this so that when my user goes and selects the records they want, they click the button on the list view, it takes them to the second screen with Mambo Merge. Mambo Merge already starts running, starts merging the documents, and they don't have to click another button. Seems inconvenient, but when you're clicking buttons all day, one more button could be too many. So that's what this guy does for us. Another thing to keep in mind with this guy right here is that if you select something called a checkbox, it'll actually merge more than one document automatically for you. Every other display option will only do the first template. So if you need to do two different document merges for all the records you're selecting, checkbox is what you want to use. Everybody else, one template automatically with the merge on load. Use any other display option at the end. So I'll show you what that looks like having that button. Here I have my contacts list view. I'm just going to go ahead and click a couple of guys here. See. And then this is actually the button that I created with my routine, not the one that we were looking at. This is one already made for me. Just going to go ahead and click that button. I selected those 4 records. It takes a little time for it to wake up. You can see now it's starting to do something, little dots there. The first time you open it, it's always a little bit slow. It's just needs to wake up, get its engines running. But then you can see I have my buttons here. I can choose whichever I want. I click it, it starts running. And because we are doing a multiple record, I have that lovely little bar on the bottom that lets me know, hey, it's still doing some stuff. You don't leave the page yet. And once I see that green box, then I know my list view merge has happened. So that's what a list view routine is going to do for you. It's going to help you build that button on the page. It's going to connect to this screen flow, and it's going to put the component with the right routine in the screen flow. So normally that would have been a little bit of more elaborate task when you did Mambo Merge setup. Now Mambo Merge does it all for you as long as you fill out the routine how you need it. So that's a pretty great upgrade for us with Mambo Merge and list views.
And if you already have existing list views in the org, I would see that this is an easy way to go ahead and integrate that into it.
Yeah.
You don't have to kind of build it out. So I guess it's a great way to take existing work that's been done for individuals, kind of segmenting and breaking it up, and then kind of just selecting that list view to use as the one to apply the merging of documents and kind of go into that routine. Awesome. Yeah. So it definitely looks like Mambo has various ways to offer options based on the use case that you may or may not need, or may be able to combine, put a combination of these two, solve to create a solution for the problem that you need. Great. Well, that kind of wraps up the segment for this time around here. Do send over any questions you might have to go ahead and create a special edition or add them to our next installment here. We do thank Cynthia for walking us through some of this stuff and kind of answering, putting on the spot. So, and she's, delivering answers left and right, just like pen, 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 pen. So, she's doing a great job there. We thank folks for watching there, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.